So from the beginning, dealing with Fort.Worth police, when I was released February 8th after being terrorized and mistreated in jail on false charges and deprived of my constitutional right to go to court, since they did not allow me to go to court, I did not know what was going on, so I asked for my release papers. Police came and threatened a criminal trespass and an arrest for me trying to get my release papers and forced me to leave without it. In addition to that, I was detained on false pretenses at one safe place at February 9th. They waited till we got away from witnesses and lied and said they were going to help me, Fort.Worth police, and then detained me. Then, after I was released from the hospital on false pretenses after getting mistreated at the hospital, I tried to get hotels at 2 different locations. It was schemes to keep me from two different hotel stays. At the last hotel stay, I booked it online because I've had to deal with this years and nothing has repetitively been done. Police interrupting my ability to live in shelters, hotels, and even with family members. So I booked it online. The representative lied and said she didn't see it, and then they gave me a criminal trespass there. So terrified, I got on the bus. Getting on the bus, there was a police officer waiting for me there. Someone threatened me. The police officer put me off the bus after I got threatened, off the train after I got threatened. I got threatened, and he put me off and had all the people in the area to leave. This is how they schemed to keep me from services and gotten away with it years. So they put me off the bus. I waited till the train. I waited till another train came. Then he stepped out and said I can't use transit, period. They concocted a scheme in Dallas, too, to deprive me of all transit in Dallas. So they tried to do it in Fort.Worth. I called 911 on the police. The 911 wouldn't do anything. I tried to send an officer out to do a report. They wouldn't do that. So I told them I had stomach pains, severe stomach pains, when I was stressed. So I said, well, can I get medical attention? Then they let me ride the train. I went to Dallas, got threatened again in Dallas. So this is the thing. So I tried to get a protection order. Police came to the protection order location and gave me a criminal trespass there. They will not investigate the hack phone. They will not investigate any of my reports, me being railroaded and blacklisted from services, and everything else that I report. So all of that, after I reported all of that to you, what was your response?
Well, Ms. Clark, did you get a chance to look at the email that I sent?
Oh, well, I just didn't. I wanted clarity on what you were stating in the email when I reported all of those events to you.
What part do you want clarity of the email?
So out of all that misconduct, and I reported to the community of police oversight, what has been done?
Well, we can go to the email. Do you have it pulled up?
I'm asking you directly, verbally, what has been done regarding those complaints?
Well, Ms. Clark, in the email, it tells you that we review over each incident that happened in Fort.Worth regarding Fort.Worth officers. I know you mentioned a couple of other different.
You said you had to look at videos and all kind of things that I'm just trying to incriminate people, ma'am, for this conspiracy and the cover-up, and how I've been forced to endure abuse in multiple locations, have been covering for it. Tampering with evidence is a felony. Hindering a case is also criminal. Those are charges if people are found to be doing that.
Ms. Clark, that's not, which email are you referring to, or which in part of the email?
You said you got the email, so I wanted to know what you've done regarding my reports of all of that. I just repeated again.
Right, and I sent you all the emails telling you what happened.
I don't understand why you just can't tell me verbally why we have to go on this email. My life has been strange for a long time, ma'am. That doesn't make sense. If I'm asking you verbally, just tell me what you've done.
Well, Ms. Clark, I'm going to walk you through the email.
I don't want you to walk me through the email. I'd just like you to tell me verbally like you said you were going to do. A lot of places concoct emails.
I'm telling you, Ms. Clark.
That's the cowardly way, ma'am. I just want you to tell me. A lot of places don't want to tell me verbally. They kind of hide behind emails.
Well, Ms. Clark, I'm not trying to hide behind email. I'm trying to tell you about the complaint that you had with our office.
Just verbally tell me, ma'am. You don't have to go through your email. Just verbally tell me, ma'am, what you've done.
Well, okay, Ms. Clark. So, in reviewing your complaint, our office works with the Fort.Worth PD Internal Affairs as well as...
Can you speak up, ma'am? You got muffled. I heard you clearly until you started going over what you've done.
I'm sorry, Ms. Clark.
No problem.
I'll speak up. No problem. It's still kind of a little hard to hear you because you're outside. Is there any way possible that you can...
You're speaking, ma'am, now. It's being distracted. You're speaking. So you don't have to hear me if you're speaking. I asked you what you've done.
Yes, ma'am. And I say in reviewing your complaint, our office worked with the internal affairs for Fort Worth PD, and then we came up with these conclusions regarding the complaint. We reviewed the officer body worn camera footage from the incident you referred to at one safe, as well as the incident you also referred to regarding the hotel, as well as some other incidents that you said that was related to the Fort Worth PD. The only incidents that we did not had any permission to do is the ones that happened in Dallas, as well as other cities and agencies that
I asked what you done,
we don't
ma'am.
have any oversight.
I had to endure this years. Okay.
Ms. Clark, I'm trying to finish telling you exactly what
I don't understand. I just want you to, it's so difficult. Out of all the reports, the complaints that I made to you, what did you do?
Well, I'm telling you, we reviewed the footage, and then also we reviewed all the police incident reports, as well as all the videos that you submitted from YouTube and via the email that you sent over. So we reviewed all the incident, and then according to the email, just like I stated before,
it's deliberate. That's their way of covering up for crimes and having an excuse for doing it.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to tell you exactly.
Okay, ma'am. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's your heart. It's a hard connection, and it's hard to hear.
But you're speaking, ma'am. You're speaking and prolonging the question of what have you done with all those reports of misconduct.
A list of all the reports and stuff that we reviewed. I just want to make sure that we reviewed everything that you said. So I'm just going through the list of everything that I did.
That wasn't the question, though, ma'am. I've had to endure this years, so it makes me a little impatient for games. But go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, and so upon reviewing even some of the evidence on evidence.com, we did discover that most of the body camera footage was on at that time, but we also did discover that.
Hold on. Let me hold on 1 second. 1 second. You said you discovered that most of the camera footage, the body cams were on at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can I ask a question? Why is that relevant? It's supposed to be on, or if not, it's a felony. But you said in the email that you weren't able to retrieve some of that body cam footage, which is criminal, if they didn't have their body cams on. I thought that was clear-cut tampering with evidence. So are we contradicting? Because you said that the body cams were on. Is that correct?
No, that's not what I just said.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I'm sorry. That's why I said you might want to go to a different location because it is kind of hard to hear you.
Oh, it's kind of hard to hear me, ma'am.
Yeah, it's like a.
Okay, ma'am.
I don't know if it's coming from like the wind or so. Yeah, do you hear it now?
Okay, ma'am. So, are you saying that the body cams were on?
Well, Miss, I said that we observed that most of them was on. That was related to the incident.
Why is that relevant, ma'am? They're supposed to be on.
Well, I'm just telling you what we did in the process of reviewing your complaint.
Because I thought people were trying to build up a paper trail and being used as cover up. Okay, so the body cams were on, which they're supposed to be on, and I repeatedly keep asking you what you've done.
And I'm telling you what we
Okay, but I don't understand how it's telling me the body cams are on is relevant. I've had to endure this chaos years. I just had to endure it a few minutes ago with the MHMR staff case social worker that was playing games to keep me from services. In a conspiracy, this is criminal, right? You're the community of police oversight. If someone is railroading me and controlling all my environments in the conspiracy, those are felonies.
If the body camera is not on, it's a policy violation. I don't know about the criminal aspect of it.
You're a community of police oversight, and you don't know about the criminal aspect.
Because it's a policy violation. It's not. So, again, and then also what we did find out is that I just want to make sure and verify that the internal investigator, did he make contact to you for an interview? I'm
not being heard, ma'am. I asked you what you've done. I just had to endure this.
And Ms. Clark, you're not answering my questions as well.
I don't understand why you are more important than me, and then your question has to be answered, and I've asked you that question 3 or 4 times for it not to get answered. I don't understand why in all my environments I don't have value.
I answered. No, Ms. Clark, I told you exactly what the process was and how we did the process. But I am just asking a question because I have a question. Did the Internal Affairs officer
No, they haven't called me back
contact
for
you?
in law enforcement,
Okay, and then
period. Mask was assigned to a case. He will not return my calls, haven't called me, period. Guadalama or whoever his name has not called and will not return my calls, period, on crimes of hacking my phone network, which is a felony. And no one will return my calls. I've already told you that
I'm not
prior
for
to
sure
your
if it's a
investigation.
felony. I didn't see. I'm not for sure about a felony, but I did make a note in the report about him not contacting you for an interview and seeing what's going on. So I did put that in the report.
Is there any particular reason why we've been on the phone? Let's see.
And so I noticed that when upon reviewing
14 minutes. And we have yet to get to what you've done regarding the misconduct. Regarding the misconduct, what was done?
And I did make a notice about that, about him not contacting you regarding the interview, regarding your complaints. So I did notice that.
I let them upset me
and
with
I
these
did
games.
recommend that that all investigators and have their component have an interview. So I did make sure that, and also we did come to the conclusion that we could not locate any evidence regarding some of the allegations.
Ma'am, I can't hear you. I can't understand you. You've been very clear up until now.
I know, Ms. Clark.
You're just not speaking clearly, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. Do I need to call you back?
No, I just want you to speak clearly, ma'am. You changed the way that you were speaking. You were speaking very clearly, and then it changed when you started to give me this information.
Ms. Clark, we also did notice upon that we couldn't, some of the incidents that you was referring to, because they was out of our over our jurisdiction, I couldn't locate.
I just should not be forced to endure this insanity year after year. I think we're on different pages. I went over what I experienced in Fort Worth and how Fort Worth police came and removed me from I'm not able to communicate because everywhere I call is covering for crimes, and everywhere I go, doing that in conspiracy is a felony charge. And ma'am, I'm trying to help people get their charges for this criminal activity. So what I wanted to state to you is that I was asking you about the Fort Worth police misconduct, coming to interrupt me from getting a protection order and blatantly lying on me and trying to sabotage my ability to get transit and setting up someone to threaten me to do so. On camera footage. The TRE has camera footage, and the police officer should have body cams on. He had all these. I don't understand why what I'm saying isn't relevant. That's some pretty extreme misconduct, and it appears that you're covering for it, ma'am. That would make you a conspirator. Tampering with evidence for the community of police oversight would be a felony charge, and hindering the case is also criminal.
Ms. Clark, you never mentioned anything about TRE. I don't have any data or
it was on the videos, ma'am.
But you never put in a report.
I thought I told you about that, ma'am.
No, you didn't.
Okay, well, even the police officer threatening me a criminal trespass and my arrest for trying to get my release papers is misconduct on false charges. I wasn't allowed to go to court.
That wasn't one of the incidents that you mentioned before either.
I did mention that, ma'am. You're mistaken.
Yeah, can you tell me what day that was? So I can.
It was February 8th after I got out of jail. It wasn't even a full 24 hours, and they schemed to take my freedom again at one safe place. Then gave me a criminal trespass. Now one safe place is scheming, so I can't get services. They lie and say it's out of their scope, and corruption, as well as all domestic violence organizations have been intercepted, and all social workers' help and caseworker assistance everywhere I go, including schemes to keep me from family and enforcing them to be conspirators in corruption and crimes too. They used to be in tears, and nothing's repetitively done.
Okay, and regarding the one safe incident, we couldn't locate any evidence regarding the allegations.
I have it on my channel. I have it on my channel. I reported to the police that I was getting railroaded. And I could not get services for domestic abuse. And I believe the police department is behind it. So they sabotaged assistance at one safe place. Police came out the shadows, blatantly lied, waited till I got away from witnesses, handcuffed me, and hauled me off to a hospital where I was mistreated and slandered there as well. Then when I was released, they stole my new clothes and shoes, forcing me to walk in the cold with socks on bare streets in the cold. Stole my sweater. It was like a coat. It was very thick. Stole that. Police were outside waiting to bully me because I tried to ask staff where my clothes was. Police forced me out too, intimidated me and bullied me and forced me to leave without my clothes. I've had multiple thefts at hospitals and games with my property upon being released on false charges. These are felonies that people have yet to get. And if you conspire with the cover-up, those are indeed charges that people have yet to get. You just can't decide that you're going to protect someone from multiple dozens, if not hundreds of felonies and think that there's no consequences. Those are indeed ranked up charges for the people that cover for it. So I'm not quite sure what you have done with all these felonies that you've witnessed on my channel and that I've communicated with you.
And that's what I was saying. I was saying that
I've heard what you've said, but you have yet to say any consequences that someone was held accountable and had some kind of consequences for their bad actions, the felony charges they've committed. I've heard no consequences.
Ma'am, Ms. Clark, I just advise you to we couldn't locate any evidence regarding the allegations.
I think that you could locate it. I think that it's cover up like at Dallas. And if you choose, what was your name?
It's Janae.
Janae what?
Dobson.
Did you say Dobson?
I said Janae. That's correct.
Janae, did you say your last name?
I did.
Did you say Dobson?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. I'm just trying to do what I have to do to incriminate people because I've had to endure this 6 years. And for all these parties to allow themselves to be used by someone that's abusive and probably also psycho needs consequences. When you're psycho, you will approach someone and say, Attorney General, can you steal her child support payments? That's what psychos do. But you're not supposed to say yes. Government officials are not supposed to say yes. Psychos say, can you steal the Social Security? That's what psychos do. No one is not supposed to say, yes, we'll steal it. Psychos say, can we keep her from getting funds in her account? That's what psychos say. They're not supposed to agree with it and do it. Psychos say, let's steal Health and Human Services food stamps. That's what psychos say, but so no one's supposed to do it. So what I'm trying to do is getting these people that choose to be controlled by psychos the consequences they deserve as conspirators. That's all I'm trying to do, ma'am. Okay, if I'm getting the call, then it's going to be cover up. If it's someone to help me, I'm never going to get it. That's why my phone is controlled, and that's why they interrupt me with my providers. I don't get my calls. If I get the call, they're conspiring with crimes. If I don't get it, then that means it's someone that wants to help me, and they make sure I never see the call. Okay, ma'am. Well, I'm just trying to incriminate people. I've had to endure a lot today with MHMR playing games, and I've had to endure this year, so I think we're done. I'll upload the video of our conversation, and I just hope people get their charges really soon. Okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Clark. Give us a call if you have any new issues with Fort Worth PD.
It's what is the purpose? It's games. Everything I report is someone's covering for it. I'm not getting any law enforcement for my hacked device. I'm not getting any law enforcement from legal aid. I'm not getting any legal any kind of law enforcement on all these places denying me assistance, including multiple legal aids. There's no consequences for police bullying me and mistreating me for trying to get a protection order. Absolutely no consequences. That's why they keep repetitively doing it. I'm trying to help them get the consequences they deserve, ma'am. Okay, thank you. And that's what it's going to take. Someone is going to have to get these charges. Okay, bye, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Clark. Take care and have a great day.